Good morning, everybody. We are back yet again to go over a brand spanking new, at least for the channel, analog horror series named Vita Carnis. I've had this one on my radar for a bit, but I obviously, try to go with what the fans or the community want. And this one kind of got put on the back burner, but because there is a season 2 that was announced, I really wanted to start covering season 1 so that I can be prepped for season 2. I've heard it's really weird and very eldritch horror-y, and that, floats my boat. Oh shit, thank you, Death King, for coming in. Hellhound, I really appreciate that. Let me throw my Discord server in this chat just for shits and giggles. But yeah, everything has been pretty interesting with, getting all that stuff set up for you guys. I'm gonna be a bit behind on the, this one. On the updates or posts for videos on both the channels this weekend. Have been having quite a bit of trouble with medical stuff, so just bear with me. I will definitely be getting back on track with those this week, but some stuff's come up, and when stuff comes up like that, it makes it very hard to make content. So, with that in mind, the Discord server, I'm going to pin that. I'm going to say hello to everybody. We've got Jacob Golfsteady Navo, Muskie Mike, our resident weirdo, Octane Junkie, and of course, our newest member, Death Kitty. Glad to have everybody here. Glad that you guys are interested in seeing what I'm going to do for today. And why don't we just get right into it with the first video. We're probably going to go through the first 4 or 5 of these because I have a lot to do today. That's why I'm early. But the very first one is Vita Carnis, Living Meat Research Documentary 1, Intro and the Crawl. I'm endlessly curious. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so right off the bat, we've got trigger warnings. This video talks about and shows imagery of graphic content like gore, flashing lights, violence, death. Viewer discretion is advised. Let me do this. Let me do this a little better. This video talks about and shows imagery of a graphic content like gore, flashing lights, violence, death. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, I feel better now. Classified material. Federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized viewing of this footage. Obviously, we're viewing it because things. Any reproduction, distribution, or display of this video is prohibited. The possession of this footage may lead into investigation and detention. If released from custody, the apprehended will face a penalty of $500,000. I like that it's already setting up this is something involving the federal government. I'm assuming U.S. federal government. You want me to turn my mic up a touch? Is that better? How's that? I'm going to wait for Octane to say something. Testing. Way more better? Okay, cool. I mean, I'm right up on it, so I don't want to peak anything. Can I make it any louder? Let's see. Cancel that. Advanced properties. There's my mic audio. Let's do 3. Okay. That's probably as good as I'm going to be able to get it. And it's within the yellow and green ranges, so we're cool. Yay. But like I was saying, I really like that it's already setting up this is something to do with the federal law. I'm assuming U.S. federal law. So that's already a good, like, look at what we're going to be seeing. And those that are involved in this. And that always is kind of fun. So I'm curious as to where they're going to go with this.
On planet Earth, life has thrived for millions of years. Creatures big and small have found ways to adapt and evolve to flourish in all types of environments. From barren wastes to lush forests, life can be found. Earth has homed these creatures since the dawn of life itself.
Okay, but where's the creepy peepee? I'm waiting for the creepy peepee. I mean, you gotta have the exposition dump at the beginning, but I would like the creepy, please. That's what we're all here for, right? We want the creepy. We want to be uncomfortable. That's what we like here. That's what we like here.
Only until very recently, things have changed. New life.
Oh. What are these little shits? I know these are prevalent through all of the thumbnails. Like, for example, that. Those are some of the thumbnails. So we see a lot of these creatures or depictions of them on thumbnails. And that's gonna be so much fun. Is this where we learn chimeras are real? Probably. I wouldn't be shocked whatsoever. But I'm maybe these are the crawl? They're friend-shaped? Shut up, Mike. Everything is friend-shaped to you. You would go hug a black bear just because it looks cute. That's not really the smartest thing to do, Mike. Come on now.
Forms have appeared all around the globe and completely changing the balance of nature and what we know about evolution itself. That is why we, at National Living Meat Research, have been studying
National Living Meat Research. Why does that put like a really bad taste in my mouth? Maybe not a bad taste. That's maybe not how I should phrase it. Maybe I should be asking, why is this making me uncomfy already? What do you mean by living meat? Does it like grow legs? Does it walk away?
these new species, trying to help educate everyone about these creatures and their wondrous ways of life.
I think you should be saying invasive species, because you're saying that it's new. It didn't come there, or didn't come from there to begin with, and it's disrupting nature itself and the natural order of things right off the bat. You should be calling it an invasive species. I think you would know that if you were a government entity. Or maybe they're using it for a different reason. I don't know, but calling out the bullshit.
First, what are these new life forms? Since their explosive arrival across the globe in 1931, there has been much debate on what these newcomers are and where they came from. Are they extraterrestrials coming to invade Earth? Or are they demons who come from hell to purge humanity?
Number one, Ave Satanus. Number two, so this happened in between World War I and World War II. Okay. Cool. So that would make me assume that maybe it is alien related, because I know things picked up around that time, especially after World War II, or after the atomic bombs were dropped. So I'm thinking probably aliens, because the whole demon thing is cringe as fuck.
From what our scientists have discovered, no. The origins of these creatures are solely to Earth, miraculously out of nowhere. We don't know why or how, but one thing is for certain, Earth is now their home.
So they just magically popped up out of nowhere. I don't think that's how things work. But okay. I guess I'll just believe you. I'll take you at your word for it.
What these creatures are is mysterious and still not well known today. But here is what we do know. These creatures are comprised mainly of muscle tissue, organs, and bones.
Isn't that what all creatures are pretty much made of? At least most of them? I'm not seeing the difference yet, but I'm sure there'll be other things that are weird.
They greatly resemble animals with no skin, or store-bought meat.
Okay, yeah, I called it. That's where it gets really weird. Mammals without skin. That's a very troubling thought.
Because of these characteristics, they have been named accordingly as Vita Carnis. The Carnis species.
Title credits. They consume organic material, mainly flesh of other animals. So they... Ooh, they're carnivorous. Ooh. Ooh. What does Vita Carnis actually translate into? Latin, English to Latin translation. I'm just curious. Just bear with me. Just bear with me for 2 seconds. Vita Carnis. Life of the flesh. Ooh, or living flesh. Ooh. I foresee invasion. Too convenient appearing like that. Yeah, I agree. Ergo why I say invasive species.
Species consume decaying, organic matter, but their main diet is composed of raw meat, not including their Carnis relatives.
Okay, so they're carnivorous, but they are not... What do you call it? I'm blanking on everything. Oh, hey, what's up, Spectre? Humans eating other humans. What is it called? Cannibalism. So they're not cannibalistic. There we go. Yay. Google's my friend. Or, in this case, DuckDuckGo. So they're carnivorous, but they're not cannibalistic. Interesting.
The Carnis only appear in places where there is an abundance of Karl.
Of course. They want to go where everything is densely populated. That's where all the food is. Why am I not surprised?
Which leads to the first creature of the Carnis species, the Karl. The Karl is a growth of meaty tendrils that closely...
I thought that was a tree, but now I'm starting to think that this is like veins. It's supposed to mimic veins, and that's even worse. Yes, Octane, they do not eat each other. And Spectre, I am doing pretty good. I double pup willkommen. Yes, it's a living meat plant. It's like, it's a vine meat. So veins. So it's basically living veins. Living, moving veins that consume raw meat. Can somebody tell me how that's not fucking terrifying? I would love to hear one answer.
The small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration.
Hold on, let's go back for a second. I want to hear what they said.
Closely resemble the small intestine, the only difference being the dark red coloration.
So not veins, the small intestine? Ew. Ew.
These tendrils grow in a similar pattern as vines, mold, or fungi. A primary stem structure.
Oh, that's gross. But I love it. You gotta love when they actually show you, like, full-blown examples of these things so you can actually visualize it. And it's gross. Mike, you're nasty. You nasty.
Is the host to divisions of other, smaller branches. In each tendril contains a variety of veins, arteries, and other similar organs used to transport nutrients absorbed from its surroundings. The ends of these tendrils are equipped with organelles used to absorb water and organic matter necessary for growth. The source of these organic materials is mainly found in dirt and soil on surrounding surfaces. Using its root-like tendrils, it absorbs the material and processes it into usable energy.
I mean, that's how all living things kind of work. Right? I mean, Some of this isn't out of the, like, a lot of this isn't out of the ordinary sounding, but then once you add the whole living flesh and it looking like a veiny small intestine, things get really weird. That's when things get very gross and very creepy.
Although, the Karl also obtains energy through another means. Using a sophisticated form of photosynthesis. The dark pigmentation of the smaller branches is ideal for absorbing sunlight, and therefore allowing solar energy to fuel the Karl's growth.
This is too tame. I don't like it. Death Kitty. That's how all of the good ones start. They start innocuously, and then as time builds up and more content comes out, it gets worse and worse and creepier, and then your skin starts to crawl, and then you have no idea what's going on, and you're just kind of hyperventilating, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. Yeah, that's how you know it's going to be good.
Because of its efficiency, it thrives in almost all types of environments, easily allowing it to spread across the world, and can be found pretty much anywhere. Its recent inclusion in the ecosystem has caused many...
Ooh, so they grow fast. Ooh.
...major changes in nature's balance. One may assume that the Karl's presence may outcompete any other competitors, but due to its unique life cycle, where old branches fall off and decay into nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead. The Karl's abundance grants plenty of...
Notice how they said seemingly. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that one more time.
The Karl's abundance...
One more time.
Nutrient-rich compost, all forms of life seemingly flourish instead.
All forms of life seemingly flourish instead. If you gotta put seemingly in there, I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's making things worse. Oh. Ooh, that's code. Ugh.
The Karl's abundance grants plenty of nourishment to all animals, from plants feeding on the decayed Karl, herbivores thriving on increased plant population, and carnivores feeding on both the abundant prey, and are able to eat the Karl as well.
But at what cost? Is there an infection associated with it? Do they do the whole Paris thing? The whole consuming of a parasite? Something parasitic, and then it takes them over and turns them into zombies? I'm just theory crafting here, guys. I'm just throwing things at the wall and seeing if it's going to stick before we actually get an answer. Either way, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good.
The presence of all these animals leave behind waste, which will be broken down and consumed by the Karl, and the cycle begins again. This form of symbiosis leads to an environment where all populations thrive. Humanity also uses the Karl to our advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth and its richness in nutrients.
You guys can't see the smile on my face, but for those of you who have been around here for a while, what kind of thing tells you in analog horror that shit's about to get bad? Can any one of the people that have been around for a while and have watched all of these analog horror series with me, what just happened that tells you shit is about to get bad? I'll wait. Death Kitty got it, and you're newer here. Yes, glitches or distorted audio always comes before bad shit going down. So seeing that, I had the biggest smile on my face because I know what's going to happen. We should all know what's going to happen. We've done this before. We've gone through how many analog horror series now? How many? Quite a bit. You notice patterns, y'all. You notice patterns.
It has been sustainably cultivated into domestic farms. The Karl is harvested and processed into fertilizer, which greatly increases crop yield and quality. The Karl may also be used as a food source for humans, and reliably so. But due to its unkindly appearance and taste, it has yet to reach cuisine standards. The Karl also plays a very important role in the next creatures that we have been studying. Sometimes, in a Karl-populated environment, a node of meat may develop on one of the branches. This node...
That's not good. No. Nope. Nobody, nope, nope, no, nope, 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 nobody, nope, nope, no, nope. Nope, nope, nobody, nope, nope, no, nope, 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 no, nope, nope. I see this going very badly. Very badly. Especially because human beings are, very predisposed to finding something that seems to be very helpful and makes things absolutely convenient. But the cost is always very bad. It's always very, very bad. I have a feeling it's going to go that way here.
Node will fall off and grow into a functioning organism and go to live on as an independent animal. This leads us to the upcoming species that we will be discussing. The first of these creatures are the trimmings.
The trimmings. Love that they are, they're calling it different kinds of meaty stuff. Hey, Kyung. Welcome. Yeah, it's been quite a while. Hope you've been doing good. What's up, Snoopy? Funny. Funny. Yes, I try to be funny. I at least try to be somewhat entertaining. So we've got trimmings is the first one that's kind of meat related. Very apropos. Bravo, Darian. Bravo. Okay, we've seen this before. The viewer discretion is advised. But it doesn't have the FBI warning on it. Ooh. Wonder why.
The trimmings.
Ignavus Carnis. Yes, I have to look this up. Latin to English. Translation. Because I am a curious little kitty. Ignavus Carnis. Cowardly meat. Ooh. I'm going to leave that translator up. I wonder if that's going to play into what these little guys do. If it does, absolutely bravo. Well, that's nothing new, Kyung. That's your favorite pastime. But totally understandable.
Trimmings are small animals that resemble...
What the fuck? What the fuck is that? Welcome back, Jacob. Can somebody say nightmare fuel? That's, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like the face. I don't like its little veiny arms. I don't like that it's shaped like a bean. I don't like its little handies. No. Misa no like. No.
Skinned raccoons. They are commonly known...
They're like skinned raccoons. So they're the trash pandas of the Vita Carnis stuff. Let's see if that also plays into the name.
Known to have a plump body, round head, small eyes, nose and ear holes, and an agape mouth. They are also equipped with a diversity of limbs. All individual trimmings are unique, each with a different body shape, number of limbs, and other characteristics. One thing they all share...
So you're telling me that they're evolving. So you're telling me, with this... Let's bring it up. Come on. There it is. That looks like evolution. That means if shit isn't being contained and shit isn't being dealt with, they're gonna overrun you. And that's gonna be bad. You know it's a good series when you go, what the fuck? Please tell me we get to see it for real. I hope so, Death Kitty. I really hope so, because I would get a kick out of that.
Characteristics. One thing they all share in common is that they are made mostly of meat tissue, and are a maximum of 20 centimeters in length, no larger than a basketball. Its life starts with its separation from the crawl. It will wonder to find anything that is edible and able to consume. Although it is an omnivore, being able to hunt meat and forage for plant matter, trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of...
Ah, no, back. Oopsies. I was trying to pause. Right there, okay. So, I am seeing a lot of characteristics that are indicative of the name, cowardly meat. Scavengers are generally very cowardly. They wait until everything that's of, like, danger to them, that's predatory towards them, to get gone before they get what they want. So, I like that it's actually making the name make sense. It's not just a random thing put on there.
Trimmings are almost entirely scavengers. Their diet consists of rotting plants and meat, including, but not limited to, fruits, vegetables, roots, seeds, insects, and deceased animals. Although its appearance is unsightly, it is a cowardly creature.
There you go. There we go, Death Kitty. There you go. It's right there. We get to see it in the flesh. No pun intended. Actually, no, pun is definitely intended. Pun is absolutely intended. We got our wish. Fucking love it.
Only fleeing, screeching, and hiding when threatened.
Yep, cowardly indeed. Yep. Everything's adding up.
Because of its lack of defensive traits, it lies near the bottom of the food chain, making it easily overpowered and picked off very regularly by predators.
That's why it's a vulture.
Naturally, its population would eventually die out. This is not the case.
Oh, hold on. Mass trimming infestation. Estimated 400 plus trimmings gathered under a large abandoned satellite dish. Ooh. Guys, my eyes, I catch this shit so fast. I've done this for so long. I can pick out this stuff within a freaking frame or two. Good lord, I love that. You know what? I'm curious. I'm super curious. I'm opening up a new tab really quick. Where's that part where it glitches out? Right here.
Advantage. Because of the supernatural rate of growth.
Ha 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 ha. Oh yes. Radio tower overgrowth with crawl. Oh, I'm glad that I caught that one and went back to it. So these videos are telling you that they're not extremely bad, but in between we get little snippets like somebody's inserting something that says, yeah, that's bullshit. This is a problem. Look at this. The detail. Ooh.
Is not the case.
Ooh.
The crawl constantly produces a large quantity of trimming nodes, keeping up their numbers.
Okay.
Naturally, trimmings can be found wherever there is abundant crawl. Trimmings grow at a decent pace, reaching maturity at around 7 months, having a maximum lifespan of 2 to 4 years. Although they are plentiful, humanity has no proper way to implement trimmings into society. Their overabundance has even considered...
Look at that goober. That's creepy. That's a goober. I like that we're getting multiple pictures of these things. That makes me very happy. It's not just like one picture and done. It's very in-depth. Bravo.
Consider them pests. Due to them digging through trash bins and making excessive...
They are the trash pandas of the species. Oh man, I love that. Oh, they really are skinned raccoons. Jesus. Love it though.
Noise at night. Besides all of this, some people...
Mike, is this you? Are you keeping these little shits as pets? Or is this your doing? Because I would not be surprised. I blame Mike. I 100% blame Mike. Everybody blame Mike. It's always Mike. Hear me out. Let him cook. Live in garbage disposal. I mean, dogs are good for that too. Yes, it looks like 8 legs. I think it did say earlier that it varies how many legs they have. But, that must be really messy if it's just, like, a fleshless, like, creepy crawly thing.
Will still keep trimmings as pets and relatively domesticate them. Nuisance or not, trimmings are a wondrous creature. From their plentiful numbers to their skittish nature, they are truly a thing to behold. The next species on our list is the meat snake.
Meat snake. Don't laugh, horror. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Is that code for one-eyed trouser snake? I couldn't help myself. I had to. I had to. Is there something here? No. Ha! There is something there. I can't read it, though. 1080. During something, a great storm struck something. Swayed the boat. Pushed the prince out. Huh. It seems like it. Seems like a storybook page. Huh. To remember you're not 13 anymore, Octane. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as it said meat snake, I had the giggles. Because I could go so far with that. I can make so many jokes. But I'm just going to leave it at one-eyed trouser snake. And move on. Again, bravo, Darian. So let's find out about the meat snakes, guys. I'll probably do 1 or 2 more of these and then call it. Because we've got lots
The
of
meat
this.
snake.
Gaming's been fine. I haven't been able to keep up with it as much as I'd like because life is a bitch. So, yeah. But is the meat snake a constrictor? Is it a grower or is it a shower? Is more the better question. I need to stop. Alright, hold on. Mutuari. The borrow meat. Huh. I wonder what that's gonna mean. That's not overtly obvious. Curious.
The meat snake is a
That's pretty gross. I definitely don't like that at all. No, I don't.
worm-like creature, made of a variety of types of meat, coated in a transparent, skin-like membrane. Its size
Wait,
varies.
hold on, let's go back. I want to read that. Transparent coating that acts as the brain and nervous system, holds the body together, and contains the preserving fluids to keep the meat and organs from decaying. Huh.
Its size varies during its lifespan, depending on how much it consumes. When it first separates from the crawl,
You know what this looks like to me? Where is it? These little fuckers. These little fuckers from Slither. That's what they look like to me. That's what I'm reminded of. Fucking gross. But I like it. No, it reminds me of Slither. Tremors is maybe. I can see that. But Slither is what this reminds me of. And that had aliens in it too. Well, the little creepy crawlies were the aliens. They came to Earth from a meteor. and then the people found it, and yeah. If you want to watch that movie, you can, but it is very fucking gross, just gonna say.
It is only a few centimeters in length. Eventually, it will reach an average length of 5 meters. Although, under
Hi, Blood Wolf. Welcome. Did you see that length was 16 feet? For reference, that's a little over 1.5 stories long. So if this thing were real, it got to that height, it could literally see into my window right now. In my house. I live in a 2-story house. It could look into my fucking window. Take that in. Yeah, that's very disconcerting.
Although, under extreme conditions, like natural disasters, war, or plague, it can greatly surpass this length.
Whoa, did I miss something? I think I missed something there. No? Yep. Largest meat snake ever discovered. During a sweep of underground sediments made during the war, a massive-sized meat snake, was discovered stuck inside the underground something. The beast was measured a total of 40 meters in length. Hold on. Meters to feet. That's 131 feet. That's over 10, that's like 13 stories big. It is believed that bodies gathered during the war were fed to the creature, causing it to reach the unbelievable size. Cult activity. 1947. Nazis. It's always the Nazis. It's always the Nazis. Why is it always the Nazis? Why am I surprised? I'm not. I'm actually not. Because I kind of called it out earlier. This stuff happening or poking up between World War I and World War II. I shouldn't be surprised. I really shouldn't.
At least surpass this length. The meat snake's diet consists entirely of dead animals or parts. A meat snake is incapable of consuming a healthy, living organism. The meat snake allocates its
meat snake's tongue shows great resemblance to the reptilian snake tongues, being able to fool their environment and collect particles. Yes, but when you take into account it saying cult activity, the Japanese weren't looking into cults. They weren't looking into the supernatural. They weren't looking into the occult. The Nazis were. So that's the difference. That tells you it's not the Japanese, it's not the Russians, it's not the Italians. It has to be the Germans. Just because of that one specific highlighted couple words. It makes it very obvious.
Its food by using a tongue-like organ covered in sensors to touch and feel its environment. The sensors catch particles of decaying meat, notifying the meat snake that there is food nearby. This process shares many similarities to regular snakes, hence the meat snake's name. Once it locates the corpse, the meat snake will open its jaw and swallow the entire body whole. Once the entire body is consumed, the meat snake...
So yeah, it's literally just a snake made of meat. A little on the nose, right? A little too on the nose. Could but I get it. I get it. Is what it is.
Stomach will release a variety of chemicals. Some will break down soft tissue like skin and the connection points between muscles. Others chemicals will then ferment and preserve the tissue to keep it from breaking down for as long as possible. After that, the remaining flesh and bones will move along the meat snake's tract, and slowly be implemented into its own structure, extending the meat snake. Unsatisfactory parts like skulls, pelvises, hair, and fingernails will be excreted.
So it basically eats something, gets all the meat and flesh off of it, and then shits out the bones and more coarse materials. Interesting. Alrighty then.
Speaking of skulls, the meat snake will take the skull from the consumed organism and use it as its own. Each meat snake has a...
So it's a fucking Cubone? It's not just a meaty snake, it's a fucking Cubone. Hey, what's up, True Assassin? Willkommen. That's a little concerning. Because if it gets big enough that you can't really wear the skull anymore, right? Or you have to find something that's bigger to put on your big-ass head.
Its own skull, each corresponding to what that one has consumed. During its lifespan, it will swap or replace these skulls if needed.
Called it. See? Yeah, it did show human remains. That is concerning. Obviously, it said in that little snippet that we found in between the glitching, it was being fed humans, so not surprised, actually.
A meat snake's lifespan depends entirely on how much a meat snake consumes. The longest one has lived for was 28 years.
That's a long
time. The meat
time.
snake has no predators and is immune to disease due to its preserving chemicals. The only significant ways a meat...
It has no predators and can't be poisoned. So it's basically something that we can't really deal with. So it can basically run roughshod. Can somebody see the problem with that? Because I definitely do. I don't like it.
Meat snake can die as through starvation, burning, or complete destruction of the meat snake's membrane coating. Interestingly, the meat snake is the only member of the Carnis family that is able...
That's a big boy. That's a biggin. That's a gross-ass biggin. I don't like it. No, I don't. This is freaking gross. It's like getting progressively worse with how disgusting these things are. But I'm not surprised. It has to keep building, or else it just kind of tapers off and it's not fun anymore. So, bravo, Darian. Bravo for creeping me out more and more as deeper I go into these videos.
Able to reproduce. When a meat snake reaches an excessive size, and is in the conditions to do so, it will commence mitosis, splitting itself.
It performs mitosis, but it has no shoeses. I'm sorry. That was a very bad science joke. I'm sorry. That was cringe as fuck. I completely understand if you want to walk away now. Totally understand. I will not judge you. But yeah, I would be freaked out seeing a big motherfucker like that just split off into two fucking things. Big ol' nope.
Self in two. Then the now two meat snakes will go on their separate ways and live on as two distinct organisms. Meat snakes can only be found in moderate temperature climates, not too hot, not too cold. Their population depends entirely.
You gross. The shininess makes it even worse. The shininess makes it so much worse. Don't like it. That's a big old nope-a-lope for me, dog. That's a big old nope-a-lope for me.
On the amount of corpses available. Where there is death, there are meat snakes. Humanity will use them to our advantage. Meat snakes are a very efficient and clean way of disposing of any meat products.
Can somebody say getting rid of bodies during wartime? Because I can. It's becoming more and more apparent as we go along just how devastating these things could be, and how in utilizing them for our own gains, we've basically damned ourselves as a species and all living life on the planet. I wouldn't be surprised if something like this actually happened, because we're dumb like that. Convenience outweighs critical thinking when it comes to most humans. So, Florida has a big problem with super long snakes. Alligators have been losing their lives. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. There's a reason why a lot of the people there get called Florida Man, because things are nuts.
The preserving fluid within the meat snake's body disinfects the carrion, preventing the spread of disease. Humans use meat snakes.
That's what happens with invasive species, Octane, unfortunately. They come in, they take over, they fuck up everything.
In butcher shops as a waste bin, dispose roadkill, within war on the battlefield to dispose.
Yup. Called it. War body disposal. No wonder they had the biggin. No wonder they had the fucking kaiju after World War II. It's no wonder.
Dispose of festering bodies and parts, and within zoos to dispose of deceased animals. They are extremely tame, not caring.
Are you sure about that? That doesn't look extremely tame to me. That doesn't look extremely tame to me. That looks very, concerning. That looks to me like you saying this thing is, doesn't go for living things. I think it might. Called evolution. You let them run wild, and this is what happens.
Of any creature is around them, only acting defensively when it is within consuming a meal. This means they are very easy to tame. Overall, meat.
My eyes are really wide right now. My eyes are so wide right now, in pure shock. What the fuck?
Snakes are a marvelous creature with a very interesting way of sustaining itself. It is an amazing experience to encounter one, as long as you don't mind the smell. Our next creature is the mimic.
Oh, does something pop up on the screen? No? Is something going to pop up on the screen? I've got to check. Gotta make sure. Okay, how long is the next one? I think we'll call it for today, and then we'll do another set of them in a couple weeks. Because the next one's like 7 minutes long, 8 minutes long, and I gotta dip. Because I know that's gonna be like half an hour just reacting to it, but we'll get back to this in a couple weeks. Next week, we're gonna watch a completely different analog horror series with Nox. Because I figured after all of the gross, disgusting stuff we've talked about, it might be nice to have something that's just a bit of a reprieve. And maybe I'll drag Nox into liking analog horror. But with that, I will see you next time. Sweet nightmares.
Bite me one time. Bite me twice. Oh, that's rather nice. Friend beastly, can't get enough. Ooh, it's all psychotic love. I start to turn when all the streets are moonlit. I suck 'em dry and rip off all the skinbits. 'Cause freaky horror films, I'll always be a fan. From Nosferatu right up to Train to Busan. And what a beautiful werewolf queen we have inside it. To slice the path of hell with a foul death beside it. Spooky sounds, blood and brains, hunted down by the insane. Crime so beastly, can't get enough. Ooh, it's all psychotic love.